Namaskar and welcome to India Science. As India marks the run-up to the 75th year of independence, I would like to wish you all a very happy Independence Day. So let us together reinvent India, let us reimagine India, and let us celebrate the magic of science in India. Joining me today on the program are two unstoppable Indians. I'd first like to welcome with us Honorable Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh, MOS PMO, Minister Science and Technology, Minister Earth Sciences, Minister Atomic Energy and Space and DOPT. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Thank you, Nadi. Welcome.
Also joining me on the program is the very eminent Professor Ashutosh Sharma, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology. Thank you for joining us, sir. So, पहला सवाल डॉक्टर सिंह मैं आपसे लेना चाहूँगी। जैसे कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री की एक कल्पना है कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत बने, तो कैसे बढ़ेगा एक विकासशील भारत, एक विकसित भारत की ओर? आप क्या कहेंगे?
मुझे लगता है कि संक्षेप में यदि दो वाक्यों में कहा जाए तो इस कैसे बढ़ेगा इसकी सबसे प्रेरणा स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री खुद है, बिकॉज ही हैज़ अ नेचुरल टेम्पर फॉर साइंस एंड आई थिंक एवर सिंस ही टुक ओवर इन 2014 जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने विज्ञान को, टेक्नोलॉजी को एक प्रोत्साहित करने का प्रयास किया है, वो तो अपनी जगह। उसके अतिरिक्त जहाँ जहाँ वैज्ञानिक टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग नहीं हो रहा था या लोगों को शायद इस बात की जानकारी नहीं थी, वहाँ भी उसका उपयोग कैसे किया जाए इसके बारे में भी जानकारी आम नागरिक को प्राप्त हो ताकि ये ईज़ ऑफ लिविंग का एक हिस्सा बने, वो व्यवस्था भी गत 6-7 वर्षों में हुई। उदाहरण के तौर पर आई थिंक इट वाज इन 2016 और सो देयर वाज अ ह्यूज ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग between the scientists from ISRO, respectively, with each of the departments and ministries in the government of India, to make them understand where actually the space technology could come in. उससे पहले तो आप सुनती थी कि अखबार में एक कॉलम आता था छोटा सा श्रीहरिकोटा, nobody knew where it is, तो रॉकेट लॉन्च हो गया. Now space technology has virtually entered every sphere of life. आपके रोड्स बिल्डिंग्स में, आपके सर्वेज में, आपकी स्मार्ट सिटीज़ में, सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड में, आपकी टेलीमेडिसिन में, हर जगह रेलवे क्रॉसिंग मैनिंग्स में, हर जगह स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी का दखल हुआ एंड दैट एक्चुअली इज़ द पॉलिसी एनविसेज्ड बाय द फाउंडिंग फादर्स ऑफ इंडिया स्पेस डिपार्टमेंट्स एंड साइंस डिपार्टमेंट्स। इनफैक्ट जब होमी बाबा ने भी और जब सारा भाई ने भी ये सेटअप किए थे दो डिपार्टमेंट स्पेस एटॉमिक, दे हैड प्रोक्लेम टू द वर्ल्ड दैट आर atomic energy or nuclear energy program would also be for the peaceful purposes, which nobody understood what it meant because atom bomb had happened, that Hiroshima had happened just over 7-8 years earlier. लेकिन आज भी have indicated, तो ये चीज़ जो अभी तक नहीं हो पाया था 60-65 वर्ष में, ये मोदी जी के कार्यकाल में संभव हुआ है एंड आई थिंक इसने ही नींव रखी है। जैसे आज उन्होंने अपने संबोधन में भी कहा कि laid down the road map for the next 25 years when we complete 100 years of independence and evidently it is now imminent that India is going to be the frontline nation of the world. उसका आधार साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी रहेगा and not only strictly in the traditional science streams but even in the apparent non-science areas which are conventionally known as the humanities and other areas. Also you will have scientific bent of mind of working which is going to give India a headway ओवर अदर नेशंस। बाकी अगर वैसे देखा जाए तो मैं तो समझता हूँ कि आने वाले समय की तो बात आगे की रही, पहले से ही एटलीस्ट इन द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ स्पेस वी आर ऑलरेडी वन ऑफ द मोस्ट सुपीरियर नेशंस इन द वर्ल्ड। जो हमारे इन्फ्रेंसेस हैं, जो हमारी इमेजेस हैं मंगलयान से या दूसरी हमारे जो हमारी इनपुट्स हैं, दीज आर नाउ बीइंग प्रोक्योर्ड इवन बाय नासा एंड व्हाट इज़ नॉट रियलाइज्ड इज दैट वी स्टार्टेड ऑफ मच लेटर. When we started off our space program, for example, somewhere in late 50s, Soviet Union, the then Soviet Union was already on the verge of landing on the moon, and USA landed also in late 1960s, and we were still singing ringing rhymes जो आप बच्चों को सुनाती थी, चंदा मामा and all. तो हम कहाँ पहुँच गए? So I think that is because we had the scientific capacity, we had human resource. बट स्ट्रीमलाइनिंग नहीं हो पा रही थी क्योंकि पॉलिटिकल प्रायोरिटीज़ अलग थी और पॉलिटिकल विल भी शायद उस दिशा में इतनी नहीं थी. तो आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट अचीवमेंट ऑफ द मोदी era is that he has given not only direction and streamlining, but also huge political priority to everything that is related to science or which has science as its basis. और जैसे आज आपने कहा देखा कि 90 मिनट के अपने भाषण में जो लाल किले से हुआ, लगभग हर विषय में कहीं ना कहीं विज्ञान की झलक मिलती थी, प्रत्यक्ष अथवा अप्रत्यक्ष तौर पर.
Absolutely, sir. I'd like to ask you, sir, now, since we're talking about a strategy for New India, and India at 75, and we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, what is your thought about startups in India and innovation in India, and how could we perhaps better this?
Here, Nidhi ji, you have seen that there never been a better time to be a technology entrepreneur and to have a startup in the country ever before. I'll just give you examples and some data. Now, Department of Science and Technology has done more startups, supported more startups and technology in the last 5 years than in the previous 50. And these are all numbers. So today we support about 140 incubators, which have about 4,000 technology startups. And so what is their impact? We did an assessment, a third-party analysis of the impact. And these startups in the last 5 years, they have produced new wealth of over rupees 27,000 crore. And remember, our investment was about 2,000 crores. So the government acts as a catalyst. So once every rupee that you put in there gives a confidence for private sector to put in another 12 rupees. At the same time, they created more than 60,000 direct jobs. This is before they graduate to become all the unicorns and everything else. So the impact is really huge. And this is something that we need to take forward much more effectively even. And our plans now is to make it 5 times higher numbers and higher impact in the next 5 years. So that needs a lot of new models of entrepreneurship and tech entrepreneurship, and so it's working out very well indeed. Another thing is, see, historically when we did science, the model was that you do R&D here, then you do technology development there, and then you do incubation in a third place, and industry is fourth. Now we bring all of them together. So Atmanirbharta is as much about breaking silos, and Honorable Prime Minister has always said that. The very first time that I had the privilege of hearing him, said, you know, you work in silos. And this is so true. If you look at COVID-19 time, how did it happen? You know, we had nothing going into COVID-19 time. All of this happened with great speed and scale. And this is precisely because the industry and startup on one side, and then academia on the other side, and government, the third, point of the triangle. हम सब ने साथ साथ काम किया, हम सब ने ये सोच के काम किया है कि ये तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी है, इट इज़ डू एंड डाई. तो जब ये परिस्थिति बनती है, एक क्लियर गोल होता है आदमी के सामने और हम सब मिलके कार्य करते हैं, तो ये साइलो अपने आप टूट जाते हैं और उसका रिज़ल्ट आप उसमें देख ही रहे हैं. तो अब ये जितने भी चीज़ें हैं, इसको नॉलेज चेन कह सकते हैं कि R&D हेयर टू मार्केट, इन सब को हमने इंटीग्रेट कर दिया है. तो जैसे जो नए मिशन हैं, साइबर फिज़िकल सिस्टम है, क्वांटम आ रहा है, सुपर कंप्यूटिंग मिशन है, इन सभी का आर्किटेक्चर ही ऐसा है कि उसमें शुरू से R&D से लेके इंडस्ट्री तक वो सब एक साथ इंटीग्रेटेड है अप्रोच. तो इसलिए जो आप स्टार्टअप कह रहे थे, इसका भविष्य बहुत अच्छा है. तो अगर मैं इस वक्त अगर B.Tech करके निकल रहा होता किसी IIT से, तो मैं गवर्नमेंट जॉब ढूंढता ही नहीं, तो मैं सीधा अपना बाहें चढ़ाकर, और गवर्नमेंट इज सपोर्टिंग सो मैनी थिंग्स, तो मैं उसी में लग जाता. और people are very successful. This is very positive indeed.
So more power to startups. Dr. Singh, my next question to you would be, as Sir has just mentioned, historically we talk about India's glorious past. We gave to the world the concept of counting, zero, the circle of life. As we take this forward, and today the Prime Minister has spoken of a hydrogen economy, a green economy that leaves no carbon footprints. What are your thoughts, sir?
No, I think to take up from where Professor Sharma left, the most significant change, which sometimes is not very often talked about, is that in the last 7-8 years, more so after Prime Minister Modi took over. What has changed is the aptitude or the preference of the youth. See, where do you get startups from? However much Professor Sharma might try or the government might try, if the youngster is not ready to come forward, you can't just push him into this. We have seen, so have you, because we belong to the same generation, where science was the last preference for the youth. And I have no hesitation in saying, because I've been a researcher myself and I believe in talking with data and statistics and evidence. Even if you do the last 25 years or 30 years of retrospective study, right from class 12, the first preference is what? Medical college, engineering college. Then you go in for graduation, try civil services. You'll try 3 times, you exhaust all the exams. Then you have no choice. You go in for post-graduation. After that, you try for some good UGC job, because they are now paying you quite handsomely, the teaching jobs in the colleges. And if you don't make it that, then you go to the science ministry. And that has been a pattern. And if you conduct a survey, and that's also partly because of what Professor Sharma was saying, in the government sector also, we have seen in our own times when we were through the college, our counterparts who were in the engineering sector hardly ever opted for electronics. The reason being that, as he was saying, there was hardly any private sector, because there was no patronage happening to private sector. There was only government sector. In the government sector, the only taker for a B.Tech in electronics was the Department of Post and Telegraph, where they appointed him as an SDO, and he retired as an executive engineer. So he regretted all his life why he came into this. If I had gone in for civil engineering, I would have tried as chief engineer. And I have ample number of examples living in Delhi also of such boys who were quite, upset. One of my seniors who was among the first to do, he's a very well-known name now, I'm not going to name, from IIT Delhi. Everybody would tell him, "Arey, kya blunder kar diya? Telecom kar diya." That is because now you have a different milieu. And I think the credit most of all goes to Prime Minister Modi. You have, because for any government, if you see as a whole, no government can provide government job to everybody. And even in the most developed countries, whether it be USA or UK, no government can ever provide a government job for livelihood to each and every youth. Yes, but a responsible government owes it to its people to create conditions where a youth can earn a livelihood. That is self-employment. And that self-employment, unless the youth finds a stake in a science stream, he won't become a startup, because after all, he has to fend for himself, his family. He is in the formative years of his life where he is also trying to make up for his career, also trying to settle up a family. So now, science startups have lot of avenues of sustenance, livelihood, financial stability, which was not happening earlier. Now we have so many, for example, in Northeast, we have so many startups. I was dealing with Northeast for a few years. So what I did, PM started a program called Startup India, Stand-Up India, I think 7 years ago. So we added one more incentive to it, which was that the Ministry of Northeast would provide viability fund to anybody who ventured. So idea was, because I thought a lot of youth exodus was happening out of Northeast. To my pleasant surprise, now we have startups coming from all the way from Gujarat and Karnataka to avail of that, because the entire fruit industry was lying unexplored. Now they are scientifically dealing with it, making good profit out of it, good fortune out of it, employing others also. So they are now scientific entrepreneurs. I would not say scientists in the sense that Professor Sharma and his genre have been. Scientists working in the labs or in the government sector. They are science entrepreneurs. Even in the agriculture sector, they are agriculture entrepreneurs. Sitting on the computer, they decide what crop to sow, what is the best season, and how to do simultaneous, what is that called, cycle cropping and 2 crops and all those things. So that has happened because a milieu has been created like that. And therefore, I think, and that is what Prime Minister has been pushing. So I think now, as I said, the political will and the political patronage was lacking in this country, which has happened just right now. Opening up from the government sector. Like, for example, who could ever imagine that space would get unlocked? Have you ever, I don't think, as I said, you must have read about Sriharikota in newspaper, never seen nobody knows whether Sriharikota is which state. If suddenly you ask an IAS interview, which state is Sirikota, he will have to think about it. He may not, he may fumble. It's Andhra, Tamil Nadu, what? And soon after getting into this Department of Space, when this government came in on 26th of May 2014, that's a very interesting anecdote. Within 1 week, we had one of the launchings of PSLV. And Dr. Radhakrishnan was there. So he happened to be a good friend also. So he told me the next day was the launching, early morning. So he said, I'll take you to the forbidden area, the launch vehicle site, which of course is debarred for everybody. So we went there around midnight. And he said, there even our fraternity are not allowed. Because it's very sensitive, it could lead to many other outcomes. So I told him, I said, Radha, I have made a principle for myself. We must learn one thing a day. And what I learned today is that to reach this spot, either one has to be as an eminent a scientist as Radhakrishnan or somehow manage to become a minister in space. So that now, see now what is the change now? Now private entrepreneurs, private industry can become partners in space missions. And this has happened just in the last 3 years.
And space tourism as well is starting.
Space tourism, yeah, that of course. Apart from that, even in the space missions,
Right.
in the manufacture of various parts and other gadgets, the private industry is being encouraged, which was not happening. They had kept the door shut as if something very secretive is happening inside.
Absolutely, and you spoke about democratization of data also,
Absolutely.
and
And sharing of data
and
also.
sharing of data also. And you also said about the Northeast, and I'd like to add here, sir, that the rhododendron forests can be a huge advantage to India to propel the oxygen availability in our country. I'd like to ask you, Professor Sharma, on geospatial data, how perhaps could it help in mapping and catalyzing things for India so as to understand problems in various sectors, like Dr. Singh mentioned, from agriculture to rivers to everything?
नहीं, इसको समझने के लिए पहले जैसे मंत्री जी ने अभी अभी कहा कि ये सब हम चीज़ों को लॉक करके रखा हुआ था. पहले आपने देखा होगा सब जगह ये भी बोर्ड लगा होता था कि यहाँ पे फोटोग्राफी अलाउड नहीं है. अब आप समझिए.
Even Professor Sharma was locked. If he had to introduce himself, that he is secretary, he is Professor Sharma, Professor IIT secretary, so the person getting introduced will get confused.
That's true,
He's a
sir.
professor
Yeah,
or a scientist or an IITian or a government sector.
Yeah. So that opening up of things, you see, so there was very tight regulation on surveying and mapping. In fact, was mentioned in today's speech by Honorable Prime Minister. It was mentioned, you see, Survey of India, all of these things are 200, 250 years old. Now, very tight regulation on doing any surveying and mapping. If I want to map anything, you need 6 to 8 months of lead time, a very complicated processes. And so Honorable Prime Minister said that, what is now making any sense at all? And it didn't make sense. Look, today you have satellites up in the sky, which 30 years ago, 50 years ago was not the case.
irony is, you can access through Google, but your government doesn't allow it. So what is the fun? We have technologies now, and Israeli technology. We started a pilot project with the Ministry of Home Affairs, and I, out of curiosity, went to see that. You can virtually peep into the house of Pakistan. The camera zooms into the rooms. I said, thank God the door is shut. Otherwise, we would be intruding into the privacy. And here you have kept it locked.
Yeah.
It's just like your backyard is open. Gate को ताला लगा दिया, पीछे से रास्ते सारे खुले हैं. So Prime Minister Modi has taken a very realistic and a pragmatic decision.
Absolutely, sir. And because you see, you're denying all this data and its fruits to our own citizens when, as was pointed out, the whole world can peep into everything that we are doing, but we are denying that opportunity to our own people. Which means, so liberalization of this sector means, see, I will sum it up in one line. Any place that you access is not denied by some authority, you don't need any approval for surveying and mapping. So in one stroke, all this legacy of 200 years is just totally wiped away. And democratization, as Mantriji said, it basically means all of us are sitting on tons of data, but we don't share it. Survey of India is sitting.
Correct.
Every ministry which is with taxpayers' money is got data. But then again, if some other person need to create that data, private sector need to create that data, they have to do it again. this is completely ridiculous. So democratization of data means that you must share it, of course, within the government, you share it freely. With private sector, you share it based on transparency, ease of access, and fair pricing. These are three, basic things. And so this is going to open up actually so much. Prime Minister also mentioned Swamitva in this context. This is going to unleash the energies of our rural sector in such a big way, which is unprecedented. And basically, people don't have papers, the ownership paper of their land. So now using this surveying, mapping, people get the digital certificate of their ownership. They can go to bank, get loan. And all the litigation going on, choking our courts, will slowly go down with this. So, by the way, this Swamitva-like scheme, which does surveying and mapping digitally on a individual plot level, is so ambitious. It's never been done anywhere in the world. Very first. So, we'll be pioneers again in the
Absolutely,
area.
sir. So the roadmap is unlocking geospatial data. Dr. Singh, my next question to you would be कि क्या वजह है कि हमने चांद तारों पर तो सफ़र तय कर लिया, मगर हम प्राकृतिक आपदाओं से, if you talk of torrential rains, landslides, cyclones, all of this, we need more of science to come in here. वैज्ञानिक नीति को हम किस तरह उसकी तरफ अग्रसर करें कि हमें इसके जवाब मिल जाएं.
नहीं, I'm glad you asked that. Actually, there is to what Professor Sharma was saying, there is a huge legacy part to all these issues. Unfortunately, that doesn't come into discussion. Now, I'll tell you, as far as the IMD department is concerned, which is concerned with the subject that you have referred, the Indian Meteorological Department, that was set up in India way back in 1898. 1898. I mean, most of the people would not know that. That was by the British. And there's an interesting story to that, because in 1897, we had a huge cyclone called Shillong cyclone. It virtually swept the entire eastern region of the then India.
Right.
Undivided India, which included Bengal, Odisha, Assam. And so following that, the British government thought that they had to have such department in India. But in spite of that, what happened is that after independence, this was a department, or this was an area which did not receive much of an attention. The British rulers did give it. The Britishers set up this department in 1898, but after 1947, it was the most neglected department,
Right.
least on the priority, to the extent that it became a joke, a mockery. And I'll tell you how, because I always talk from the ground. Those days you just had radio, and मौसम का हाल 2 बार आता था. Now तो we are giving every 2 hours. तो सुबह मौसम का हाल, any good, compare there, like you would be assigned to say that. She didn't know what to do. So एक standard होता था कि अगले 24 घंटे में दूर दूर तक गरज के साथ छींटे पड़ेंगे. वैसे आम तौर से मौसम खुश्क रहेगा.
संभावना
So
है.
all these announcers there were given these 3 sentences कि भाई अगर नहीं पहुंचाओ, क्यों क्या होता था, कई बार आ जाता था information meteorology center से, कई बार नहीं भी आती थी, because the gadgets were also primitive. Information gathering was not, I'm not blaming the announcer, because she had to perform the job, because that days, you only had Akashvani and All India Radio, and the slot was fixed कि सुबह एक बार न्यूज़ के पहले बोलना है मौसम का हाल, एक बार शाम को. तो उनको ये हिदायत दे दी जाती थी कि भाई बोलना तो है, फिर ऐसे बोल देना, तो छींटे पड़ेंगे तब भी ठीक है, आमतौर खुश तब भी ठीक है. Now see what has happened in the last 10 years. You have a double arrangement of weather predictions. For example, earlier you had radar, now we also have satellite.
जी.
So it's a treat visiting the Mausam Bhavan. And now that Professor Sharma is also looking after the earth sciences, they combine the two, and the prediction is almost accurate. But for one lapse that happened in the case of the monsoon in the national capital, and since that date was, that date got missed in Delhi, so it made news. Otherwise, more or less, they are accurate. Now, in some of the places where they have set up their equipment, they are giving 6-hourly forecasts, even publicly, for the benefit of the pilots, the air pilots, the helicopter pilots. And it is so accurate that once, I think, when very huge floods happened in Kashmir. It was, I think, 2014 September or so,
predict, yeah.
when the entire Srinagar city was in water. So one day I had to travel by a chopper from one spot to the other, and started raining very heavily on the other spot. And the collector there, she was a young lady, said that that helipad that we had made has gone washed out. So I said, don't get upset, just give me some time. So I called up, Mr. Rathore was the DG those days, the former DG. So I said, Mr. Rathore, I am stuck up here, I just want you to guide me what to do. He said, give me 5 minutes, I'll get back to you. After 5 minutes, he tells me, you know what, very interesting, that's what we people should know. He said, कि जी आधे घंटे के बाद उस स्पॉट पे बारिश बंद हो जाएगी. मैंने कहा, you sure? कहते बिल्कुल. So I immediately called up that lady collector. I said, how long does it take for you to remake the helipad, that place? She said about 20 minutes. So I said 11 बजे आप 11:30 शुरू करना. 11:30 बारिश रुक जाएगी और 11:50 तक आपका पैड बन जाएगा और हम यहाँ से टेक ऑफ भी उसी हिसाब से करेंगे. 20 minutes. And absolutely that proved to be right. Our disaster prediction is so accurate that our neighboring countries, whether it is Nepal, we are not only Atmanirbhar, we are making the rest of the world Nirbhar on us.
Correct.
I mean, we have gone one step further with the inspiration of Prime Minister Modi. So Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and our cyclone, earthquake, of course, even science is not accurate in predicting earthquakes. But nevertheless, we have started setting up earthquake observatories. We have not given up on that. You know, I think about 35 new earthquake observatories are going to be set up in the next 1 or 2 years. In the last 70 years, it was only 115. Now only 35 more will have 150. So this has happened because even a department like Earth Sciences, which nobody knows where it exists, whether it's on the Earth or not, Earth Sciences, but nobody knows where on Earth the office is.
Right.
I'm sure if you do a random surveys in Delhi, तो पूछो भाई अर्थ साइंसेज का दफ्तर कहाँ है, किसी को नहीं समझ आता.
पृथ्वी भवन सर.
पृथ्वी भवन सर्वे का नाम ऐसा है तो पता चल जाएगा. अर्थ साइंसेज का डिपार्टमेंट किसी को नहीं पता. लेकिन उस डिपार्टमेंट को इतनी प्रायोरिटी अभी मिल रहा है जो पहले नहीं मिली. एंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट फ्रॉम द रैम्पर्ट्स ऑफ रेड फोर्ट, दैट इटसेल्फ सेंड्स अ मैसेज. सो ये इसलिए हुआ है कि अभी वी आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग एब्सोल्यूट, एंड आई थिंक वी आर नाउ सेकंड टू नन. प्रोफेसर शर्मा वुड bear me out as far as our weather forecasts are concerned, our disaster forecasts are concerned, and we are supplementing it with the upgraded technology from time to time. So that is, one more accomplishment which was not happening earlier. Our updating was not so swift, so prompt, and so real time as it is now.
Absolutely, a monumental jump there, sir, and the roadmap ahead for making disaster resilient infrastructure in India. Professor Sharma, I'd like to ask you now about women in science. It has been noticed globally that it is an abysmal low of 29%. How is it that we could perhaps motivate them, since they are 50% of the population? And I'm not talking here because of a bias. I just want to make a point that we need more women scientists, more in coding, more in all of that.
No, there is no bias at all, Nidhi ji. In fact, a lot of women consider me honorary woman. I'm so supportive of this particular cause. But anyhow, पहले एक और दूसरी चीज़ थी जो आपने ये अर्थ साइंसेज के लिए जो बता रहे थे मिनिस्टर, एक नई चीज़ जो शुरू की अर्थ साइंसेज ने वो है सुपर कंप्यूटिंग. तो न केवल ऑब्जर्वेशन जो आती हैं, और वो सुपर कंप्यूटिंग के जो मॉडल हैं बहुत रिफाइंड हो गए हैं अब. तो ऐसे 5 किलोमीटर बाय 5 किलोमीटर के एरिया का आप प्रिडिक्शन कर सकते हैं ऐसे ब्लॉक्स के अंदर. तो ये सब चल रहा है. तो वी आर इंडीड नॉट सेकंड टू नन इन दिस एरिया, एंड वेरी सून वी वुड बी रियली स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट. ऑफ कोर्स अर्थक्वेक वगैरह कोई भी प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर सकता पूरी दुनिया के अंदर. तो जो पूरी दुनिया में कोई नहीं कर सकता वो कभी कभी हम भी नहीं कर सकते. तो ये अलग चीज़ है. और दूसरा एक डीप ओशन मिशन अभी शुरू हो गया है वहाँ पर. जी. तो उसमें भी तो पहले हम सिर्फ स्पेस में बहुत ऊपर चले गए हैं, लेकिन हमारे पास जो वो ओशन है जी,
which will make a good journalistic acronym for her. We are simultaneously going to send a man in space through Gaganyaan, simultaneously 6,000 meter deep into the ocean.
Wow.
yeah.
So India in the next 2 years will be sending one man up, one man down into the ocean.
And deep blue motion
you
is
can
something
say
very
it.
central to your view as well.
This will be submarine diving
Yes.
up to 6,000 meter deep into the ocean.
Without harming marine biodiversity.
No. In fact, to gather the data from there.
Right.
And the other man will be traveling up into the space.
तो
Wonder.
पहले जब हम ये स्टार ट्रैक देखते थे कहते थे फाइनल फ्रंटियर, लेकिन अब फाइनल फ्रंटियर वो उधर जा रहा है. वी नो इवन लेस अबाउट डीप ओशन देन वी नो अबाउट स्पेस.
Absolutely.
So, and this would be fantastic for economy, and this is sustainable mapping of resources and sustainable use of resources which are there. Now, आपने जो women का बताया बहुत ठीक है. मैं जब बीटेक कर रहा था आईआईटी में तब 3% women थी 40 साल पहले. अभी करीब 12% है. तो at this rate of growth we are not going anywhere. So we need very drastic steps, very proactive, very specific steps have to be taken, and many are being taken in different ministries. I will tell you what Department of Science and Technology is doing about it. Now you need to create the next generation leadership, because unless you have role models, unless you have people pushing, pulling and stuff, it's very difficult. So we started a new scheme. It's called Vigyan Jyoti. Now idea in Vigyan Jyoti is that top 50 top high school girls, 50,000 of them who are performing best in high school, and their parents are not contemplating to send them for engineering underrepresented areas in the top colleges. So we enroll these people, and then we provide 4 different things which are needed for them to succeed. And these 4 things basically the training, तो ट्रेनिंग के लिए कैंप चल रहे हैं. फिर दे नीड कल्चरल aspects are very important, confidence, providing interaction with role models, and then them visiting IITs and all these places. Then if there are any financial requirements, that and the confidence not only in them but their parents and their teachers. तो ये बहुत holistic mission है. तो इसके द्वारा हमें पूरा विश्वास है, बेस्ड ऑन एनालिसिस, डीप एनालिसिस,
कि देश की बेटियों का
5 साल के
फ्यूचर
अंदर
रोशन होगा.
12% से 35% हो जाएगा. दैट इज ओनली पार्ट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम. यू सी, सो ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू ग्रूम पीपल दैट फ्रॉम टॉप कॉलेजेस, अंडर रिप्रेजेंटेड एरियाज. तो बाद में से कि टेक लीडरशिप डेवलप होगी, वो पाइपलाइन डेवलप होगी. ऑफ कोर्स दे नीड सपोर्ट एट एवरी लेवल ऑफ द एवरी पार्ट ऑफ द कैरियर. तो वो सब हो रहा है. And I think this awareness is today much more than even 5-6 years ago. I have to tell you. I mean that today actually when we are having some panel discussion and stuff, so many women actually write to me. They say, "What is this manel?"
Absolutely, yes.
They have names.
They call it manel. Yeah.
इसमें कोई woman ही नहीं है.
नहीं, इसमें ऐसा है, science does not flourish in isolation.
Right. Or in silos.
And though being from the same department, I always keep telling them science too serious to be left to scientists alone. So the Indian society was waiting for a change of mindset. And again, credit goes to Prime Minister Modi. A leader has to lead.
जी जी.
Most of the leadership earlier was finding it convenient to go in status quo. Now, for example, this announcement this morning, opening the gates of Sainik School for daughters, girls. It could have happened 50 years ago also. Sainik schools have been there. Why was it not?
Yes.
Because that was a mindset in the society, and the leadership also thought, let's go with the flow. He has done out of box. Some people may take time to reconcile to it, but this is now giving them an opening. Similarly, 50 years ago, what was happening? As he said, he had only 2 girls in his college, unfortunately. He would have wished for more. Now, Mr. Narayan Murthy's madam, she was the first engineering graduate.
Yeah, that's true.
Infosys wale jo hai.
Sudha Murthy.
Sudha. She was the first in the entire southern region.
Right.
Because girls were not going for that. The parents also, the teachers also, the society expected them कि teacher बन जाओ. और unfortunately IAS जब कर लेती थी कोई लड़की, fortunately or unfortunately or incidentally बहुत कम होती थी. अब तो IAS में भी I told Mr. Jaitley said there's a demographic change.
Yes,
We have toppers. 3 consecutive years we had toppers in IAS. We had this Tina Dabi, we had this Ira Sehgal, then we had this girl from
Bhavna.
And
Karnataka.
Ira Sehgal is
Bhavna.
Ira Sehgal was the first,
disabled
then was
also.
Tina Dabi, then third was this Parvati from Karnataka.
Yes.
So 3 years, and 4th year we had, since I'm dealing with the academy also, 4th year we had a boy from Telangana, I said you have broken the hat-trick jinx. See, because क्या होता था, अगर IAS में भी अगर गलती से एक लड़की आ जाती थी बैच में, तो उसको क्या करते थे, बाई माइंड सेट उसको दे देते सोशल वेलफेयर डिपार्टमेंट.
Right.
भाई शी माइट बी गुड एट मैनेजिंग साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट, बट उसको सोशल वेलफेयर बहुत ज़्यादा हुआ, स्कूल एजुकेशन, सेक्रेटरी स्कूल एजुकेशन. तो हमारा सोशल माइंडसेट ही ऐसा था.
Yeah.
अंडर द प्रेजेंट लीडरशिप प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी हैज़ एक्चुअली ब्रोकन दैट सीलिंग, या क्या कहते हैं वो, सो ग्लास सीलिंग, वो अब लगा
He shattered it.
यस. एंड द वेरी फर्स्ट वो जो परेड था, इट वाज लेड बाय गर्ल सोल्जर्स.
Absolutely.
Girl
The
troops.
Republic Day parade.
Republic. So now it is being realized that you see girls can perform, and see that is what the leader has to do, change the mindset of the society, of the people whom he is leading. So that change of mindset has happened now. People want girls to go for all these teams, and girls now this Gaganyaan mission.
Ji.
We have a sizable number of women scientists
right.
Yes,
who are doing remarkably well. They are actually dominating the entire project now.
Right.
एक और सवाल आपसे मैं चलते चलते पूछना चाहूंगी सर. विज्ञान का प्रसार बहुत ज़रूरी है, और विज्ञान ज्योति की सर ने बात की. विज्ञान का प्रसार, केंद्र सरकार की योजनाओं का प्रसार युवा पीढ़ी तक पहुंचे, हर दरवाजे तक पहुंचे, ऐसा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की भी कल्पना है उस नए भारत की. ये हम कैसे और मुमकिन कर सकते हैं, इसमें कैसे तेज़ी और रफ्तार ला सकते हैं फॉर इट टू रीच एवरी हाउस इन इंडिया सर?
नहीं, ऐसा है, उसका तो 2-3 लेवल है, बट आई ऑलवेज हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीव दैट टू बी अ यूज़र ऑफ साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी or a science application, one need not necessarily be a student of science or a scientist. And the simplest example, आप किसी गांव में चले जाइए, कोई बिल्कुल अनपढ़ व्यक्ति होगा, उसको स्मार्टफोन दीजिए, आपको दिखाएगा व्हाट्सएप कैसे करना है, फोटो आपका खींच के मुझे नहीं आएगा, उसको आएगा. So that natural temper which Prime Minister has inculcated in the common man is itself going to cause awareness. जब साइंस हमारे ज़िंदगी का हिस्सा नहीं बनेगी, जब तक अवेयरनेस जो औपचारिक स्तर पर होगी वो इतना काम नहीं करेगी. भले आप कार्यक्रम वो तो ठीक है, आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट ऑल्सो हैज़ टू गो इन हैंड इन हैंड, चाहे रेडियो है, चाहे टेलीविज़न है. जैसे आप इनफॉर्मली वर सेइंग दैट वी कुड हैव अ साइंस चैनल ऑल्सो, और दैट्स अ गुड सजेशन. आई होप वी कैन पुट इट अक्रॉस टू INP counterparts and let them take a call. But besides that, at the social level, if we make science a part of their life, then automatically the awareness spreads without having to make noise about it. In India, we have almost 60-70 crore population which is using smartphones, and virtually entire population using mobile. Mobile तो लगभग 100% population के पास है, उसमें स्मार्टफोन, और मैं समझता हूँ 70-80 करोड़ से ज़्यादा होता है, शायद अफोर्डेबिलिटी की दिक्कत होती हुई. एंड दे हैव नेवर बीन स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ साइंस. तो उस तरह से हम इसको जीवन का हिस्सा बनाएंगे, एंड दैट अल्टीमेटली हैज़ टू बी द ऑब्जेक्टिव, टू ब्रिंग इन ईज ऑफ लिविंग, बिकॉज एवरी गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी हैज़ टू फाइनली एंड अप ईजी. बट ऑफ कोर्स आई अप्रिशिएट योर सजेशन that we could have an institutionalized institutionalized mechanism of also educating people through this electronic media, which is now the most popular.
Absolutely, sir, and I would like to add that it is critical to the nation's needs. Also, if you look at the science journalists in India, you can count them. They are so few.
उसका reason क्या है कि in India we never had a culture of specialized journalists.
Correct.
Which we had in the West, even in the first part of 20th century.
Yes.
See, in Second World War, we had specialized, accredited war journalists. War journalist अलग होता था, political journalist नहीं होता था. हिंदुस्तान में क्या है, because we were evolving, we are an evolving society actually. We are evolving in all spheres, culturally, socially, professionally. हमारे यहाँ होता है कि मालिक कह देते हैं आप फलां की ने गाली निकाली है, ज़रा पूछा उसके 4-5 रिएक्शन ले आओ, उसकी 9 बजे शाम को डिबेट बनाएंगे. अब दिस इज़ अ पासिंग फेज, दिस विल नॉट लास्ट. इसलिए क्या होता था, जो साइंस वी हैव वेरी remarkable, very potential some of the journalists, even among women. Even in Delhi, we have some very good women scientists. One or two of them actually had been former scientists in the labs, in CSIR labs. They got married, came to Delhi, so I had to leave the job for whatever reason, became journalists. they have a natural aptitude to be science journalists. But क्या है कि the employer also doesn't give it preference, the publishing house doesn't give it preference. वो बेचारी का अगर वो राइट अप होगा तो कहीं संडे की मैगजीन में कहीं छपेगा, ऐसी जगह कि कोई पढ़े ही ना. So unless we evolve at every level, but I am glad that compared to earlier, now it has started happening.
Absolutely,
at least.
yes.
At least it is happening now. Sometimes even we have some good science reporters now who sometimes come up with a cue, and I tell colleagues like Professor Hassan, we have to take it seriously because he or she are very passionately following all these issues. So that's unless we have specialized work, because now in every sphere of life, every profession is the professionalized working. It's not, we can't have generalized journalists. You have to have special. So that is happening now. At least that is a change. At least now we have started discussing. जैसे आपने ये सवाल पूछा कि साइंस जर्नलिस्ट कम है या नहीं होते, आज से 10 साल पहले अगर कोई इंटरव्यू लेता तो ये पूछता ही ना, क्योंकि ये कल्पना से बाहर था कि विज्ञान के लिए भी कोई जर्नलिस्ट चाहिए क्या, वो तो कुछ है ही नहीं, विषय ही नहीं है. तो at least this has started coming up. So I think we are heading for better times.
The spirit of inquiry needs to be
Yes,
further
absolutely.
developed and inculcated in India in 2030. Any message for the millennials, sir? चलते चलते आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे to everybody on this historic day, a date with destiny as we speak.
No, I think this is a landmark Independence Day.
Yes, sir.
And it's not given to everybody. All the three of us are lucky. We are living at a time when we are witness to the 75th
Yes.
Independence Day anniversary. Lucky were those who witnessed the 15th August of 1947 and then the Golden Jubilee now. So we may or may not live to see the century. I'm not talking of you or at least every mortal being in general. But at least having lived the 75th, we can do something, contribute something, so that when those who celebrate the century would at least recall that some of us sitting here also had contributed to the making of the century a glory.
Absolutely. And on that pragmatic
Thank
note,
you.
I'd like to thank you,
We enjoyed it.
sir.
It was very nice.
A wonderful conversation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
और इसी के साथ मैं आपसे दरखास्त करती हूँ कि आज लेते हैं संकल्प. संकल्प एक नए भारत का, संकल्प एक विकासशील भारत का, संकल्प एक विकसित राज्य का, और संकल्प घर घर तक, जन जन तक विज्ञान को पहुंचाने का. इसी के साथ दीजिए पूरी टीम को इजाजत. नमस्कार.